Hello, Scorpio. It is time for your May forecast, and I apologize for taking so long to get your forecast to you this month. I have been working, as I said, a lot behind the scenes, and I finally got to it. So it is in the nick of time for May, and thank God before the retrograde. So let's get to talking about what's going on this month. So, we have really three big events I want to start to focus on, and then we could start to talk about the days, all right? So on May 1st, Mercury enters Gemini. So I want to talk about how Mercury influences Scorpio's behavior. Now, I find this energy kind of interesting because one of the things that is a weak spot for a Scorpio is for communication. You guys talk with your face, you talk with your eyes, you hold a lot in. And so when you have all of this Gemini energy moving into Scorpio, you're going to want to talk, or people are going to want to talk to you. And you're going to find yourself amidst a lot of conversations that maybe you've been putting off for a while that actually need to be talked about. I'm actually truly excited for this. I think out of all the signs this energy could benefit, it would be Scorpio. Because I would love for Scorpios to talk more with their partners, to let them in. There's been a lot of unveiling in your life lately, Scorpio, that I feel you're ready for this step. Now, is it going to feel good? No. It'll make you feel vulnerable, and Scorpios don't like to feel vulnerable. You don't like to feel that you're revealing too much, because maybe what they see they won't like. So for you, you're going to have a lot of energy in your 8th house this month. And I think this is not, it's a death of ego for you. I think it's the lowest vibration that I can think of in Scorpio. And you know by now, after watching my Scorpio videos, that I have a craving for Scorpios. I love them as friends, and I love them as lovers and companions. Their intensity is intoxicating. And what makes them so intoxicating is the way that they suppress things. They're like a mystery that you want to unravel. And you have to unravel it. And it's so, it's part of their charm, I want to say. But it's also some of the things that I actually don't like about Scorpios, because often it makes it very difficult for me to have a successful relationship with them, because I have a rising sign in Gemini, so I'm a talker. And although Scorpios like to be with talkers, so they don't have to talk. People who like communication at some point get bored with a Scorpio who doesn't like to communicate. I find this month is going to be a month where you transform a relationship, a deep relationship. You are going to find that through the struggles of this month, and through communicating the struggles of this month, that you are going to become closer than you've ever been before to somebody. And through this major transformation in your communication style, you're going to receive enlightenment. And it is going to be surreal for you. Very surreal. So I want to talk about it. Now, Mars, your ruling planet, is going to enter Gemini. Need I say more? That's all I gotta say. Like, you guys are smart enough to put it all together. Like, Mars is gonna make you want to communicate. It's gonna make you so passionate about your partner that you feel like you might be able to trust this partner with the deepest, darkest parts of yourself. And it's going to generate so much passion in this relationship that you've been investing in lately. It's just going to feel like Pandora's box has just been opened and there's no going back after this. That's going to be the energy that's going to happen this month for you, dear Scorpio. I wish I had a Scorpio. I don't even know a Scorpio barely anymore because, I mean, it would be a great time to be in the moment with a Scorpio when they open up. Like, what an amazing moment for them to trust you. Anyhow, then on May 18th, Mercury goes retrograde in Gemini. So you get this big breakthrough, right? You get this energy that is showing you communication is the key, and then you get the reins pulled back on you, and you fall back on an old habit of not communicating. Now for you, I like the energy because a Mercury in retrograde is good for you. Because for one, you're a great writer. When your thoughts are dark, you tend to turn toward writing to work them all out. It's a strength that you have. And so for you, being told to shut up by the universe just works. Now, I want to start out by talking about on May 3rd, there's a full moon in Scorpio. This is your full moon. And that's major. That's truly a pivotal moment I see in time for you. And this is going to be in your 8th house. So there is an issue with somebody that you're sharing resources with. And you're going to approach this issue, but it's an intense issue. It's especially intense for you because it denotes some sort of vulnerability. And the reason that I say this is because during this full moon, Mercury in Taurus, which is, a very grounded, sensitive energy, an earth energy, and Mars and Taurus are going to be opposing Saturn. So for you, I want you to look at this energy as, yes, something intense comes up. Yes, maybe there's accumulation to a hidden, latent issue that maybe you have, or maybe your partner has, or maybe, because for me, I see a lot of energy going on in your 7th house right around this time. So I'm thinking it had something to do with partnerships. But there's going to be a secret that comes out of this. There's going to be some sort of conversation that leads to the rest of this month and how it plays out. Now on the 7th, Venus goes into Cancer. And this is a fellow water sign of yours, and you know that there's a yin to every yang. And for me, I believe that the yin to a Cancer's yang is Scorpio. It's the exact opposite of Scorpio, yet supporting Scorpio. And it's through the yin and the yang that you understand the power that you have. And so the sensitivity that comes from this moon is going to be sensual and sexual, and is going to speak to the deepest parts of who you are. Is sex just sex? No. Sex, it manifests so much in our lives. It represents our sexual authenticity within inside ourselves. It represents how we manifest allure to others. how we hone in our magnetism, and how we utilize it. Sex is power, so it's about power, how you have power over others, and how you utilize that power. Sex is a big subject. A lot of people think it's just an orgasm. It's not about just having an orgasm. It's not just about having sex. It's about the entire encompassing feeling of the power of sex and intimacy that is going to be in question for you. And anytime that you have the energy in Venus, it's just going to make you want to feel better and feel the pleasures of the flesh and feel the pleasures of companionship and intimacy on the deepest levels of yourself. So even if you're single, you're going to yearn for the days when you just had that companion that you connected with and that held you and you held that person, and it's going to ignite something into you, and it's going to make you radiate from the inside of what really Scorpio represents, which is this amazing power within to attract others. No other sign has this in my eyes. No, I'm sorry, I've observed a lot, and there's no other sign. I can always tell a Scorpio and a Scorpio moon. Always, just by the energy they radiate. It's beautiful. So then I want to talk about the 14th and the 15th. Now, the 14th and the 15th for you is going to be in your 8th house. Now, again, this is the house of sex. It's the house of death and transformation as well. This is a powerful house. This is a house where you combine resources with somebody, and it could be death to ego to partner with somebody. It's about being honest that you need somebody. A Scorpio needs somebody. They're strong. They're independent. They don't need anybody, but they do. They do need somebody. And if they're honest with themselves, and if they're honest with their partners, they can transform their lives. And you can transform your life. You can become happy again. And the intensity in your life can be intense in a good way instead of intense in a Pluto way, which is just through death and dark and the occult and all the crazy stuff that you can go down, the deep latent oppressive issues that you can go down with Pluto. Yeah, that's in there. That's in a Scorpio. But a Scorpio in love, a Scorpio manifesting from the inside and transforming to become authentic. Now that's a power that only a Scorpio has. No other sign can even match it. And that's a sign that's the part of you that I think the universe is trying to get you to transform back into. So during the 14th and the 15th, I want to talk about it because there's a lot going on. Now, on the 14th and the 15th, Mars, your ruling planet, is going to oppose Saturn in Gemini. And then the Sun in Taurus is going to oppose Saturn, and then Neptune in Pisces is going to oppose Saturn. So the lid is coming off of your facade, whether you want it to or not. I know you love to wear your masks. I know you think you're good at it. But maybe somebody's in your life that can see through your mask. Maybe there's somebody in your life that you're ready to reveal yourself to. But you're scared. You wonder, what if I remove this illusion from them? What if I merge my life with them? What if I become a partner to somebody and they see me for who I really am? Will they stay? Will they love me? Will they ask me to leave at some point? There's a lot of fear that's going to come out, and there's a lot of opposition that's going to come out of these couple days. And it's going to be within inside yourself. This is an ego issue. This is with your ruling planet. So it's whatever it is, it's something you're very passionate about hiding. Stop hiding it. Your partner can already see it. It's just a matter of you admitting it. Admitting that it's in there. Admitting that you have these weaknesses or strengths, or that you have this facade that you're putting on for everybody. Then on the 17th, we have a new moon in Taurus. Now, normally I say this is a great moon. This is a moon to, plant a bunch of seeds that will create a solid foundation, and it can bring, just because Venus is in Cancer, and the new moon's in Taurus, this could make for a very sensual time with a loved one that you're building a strong foundation with. I could see progression in a relationship. That's what this normally would mean. But it doesn't mean that in this moon, because this moon is being met with opposition. And so all of the benefic energy in this new moon is going to be somewhat clouded and shadowed by the fact that there's opposition at the same time. One of the things I want to talk about with you is a yod. Now, I want to briefly describe what a yod is for those that don't know. A yod is kind of a teepee that forms like this in the sky. At the top of this yod is Pluto, your ruler, in Capricorn. And then at this side of the yod, the little side of teepee, is Jupiter in Leo. And this is a quincunx right here. So the way the teepees form is, okay, so you have Jupiter, you have Pluto directly opposing Jupiter in Leo. This is a fierce opposition. This is an opposition between good versus evil. This is an opposition between a benefic planet and a malefic planet. And it's a fierce opposition because these two, it's not like an opposition. This is a quincunx. When you have a quincunx, there's no balance to the energy. They won't ever meet in the middle. They just completely oppose each other. All right. The key is, of course, to find balance in every energy. And for you, this may be a little bit easier for you because your ruler, you understand your ruler more than most. And so, yes, it is a dark energy. Yes, it is going to bring up some latent issues, but more than likely, you know they exist. You face your dark issues. You just hide them. But then on the other side of the yod is, you've got Pluto up here at the teepee, the top of the teepee, and then on this other side of the teepee, you've got Mercury and Gemini. Now, at the base of the teepee, this part right here, is a sextile, and a sextile is completely harmonious energy. Now, the key to solving a yod is a question. It's a universal question. In my eyes, this is the way I view it. Inside here is a room. Inside your teepee is a room. And in that room, there's a table. And on the table is a secret message for only you to figure out. You are the only one who can encode this message, right? Or decode this message, excuse me. And so the sextile is the door that opens you up to this room. And you've got to work with this harmonious energy to create the door, have the door open up. All right? And this yod goes on it's been going on since April, but it goes on the whole last part of the month. Now, I saw this yod appear in April, and I've been talking about it on the daily horoscope about how I find that you need to search for this key as soon as possible, because I think the faster you find this key to unlock your yod to get through your sextile, the faster you can decode why there's so much opposition in your life and how to control, as you love to be in, Scorpio, to control all of the energy that's going to be opposing each other. See, that's the whole key for you anyway. I mean, for me, I don't really need to be in control. I'm not a control freak, but for you, you guys like to understand energy and you like to control how much it impacts you. And you don't like to succumb to energy. You want to know what you're facing. But for you to do that, you've got to answer the same question that everybody else is. What is your Yod trying to tell you? What is your personal journey with your Yod? Now, I think once you figure that out, I think that you're going to find that it's just going to make sense, all the opposition, because you're in tune with Pluto's dark energy. You don't fight it as bad as others. And so I think because you're so in tune with malefic energy, I think that you'll find this answer a lot easier than most. And I know that I bet you secretly kind of already know it. It's whether or not you suppressed it in your secret dark place. You know, you like to keep secrets from yourself. You truly do. You like to believe your way of viewing things is the reality. Well, I want to go further with this to say that Neptune is going to be squaring off with Saturn. So all veils are going to come off. So if you think you can keep the secret a secret, you are out of your mind. It is going to come out. Until we have Neptune in Pisces until 2025. This is a reality check for everybody. This is a time to spiritually connect with yourself on a level that is much deeper than you could have ever imagined. We have to connect with humanity. We have to connect with our higher powers, and we have to connect within our spiritual sources within inside us. You are going to find that you are going to get in touch with that softer side of a Scorpio, the vulnerable side. And that's where your transformation is going to become. Now, this is a message I'm feeling that I need to give you. So maybe this is a key to your Yod. I know I just needed to say that. And so there must be some reason. I truly feel that. The very next day after you go through your new moon, we go into a Mercury in retrograde. And guess what? The Yod's sitting in there. And guess what? Mercury, your ruling planet, is going to be opposing Saturn, and then your sun is going to be opposing Saturn as well, and then Venus is going to be opposing Pluto, your other planet. You are going to have a deep interpersonal struggle. You're going to go through a crisis during this Mercury retrograde. That's what I feel. I don't think this is like crisis, break me down, I'm going to lose it. But it is a metamorphosis. It is a transformation of complete energy. I believe that you are going to feel this month so deeply. You are going to look back at this month and know that's when everything changed. For many people, that was in March. And yes, it was. It was a pivotal time for all of us. But for you, this is a very major time. This is the time that you get to reap the rewards of all of the hard work that you've went through in the Pluto-Uranus squares, but in your deepest personal issues, when your planets are being so heavily looked at. It is a time for you to really get in touch with energy and really meditate and look at the messages that you're getting during this month. This is an internal process. I want to talk about the 25th. I really do, because it's a day of complete opposition, and it's a day of challenge. And for you, again, this is a day where I feel that it's going to be an internal manifestation within inside yourself of just, I can't even put it into words, because I strongly feel that the vulnerability that you're going to feel after this month is going to change your life. And when I say this on the 25th, Venus in Cancer is going to oppose Pluto again, your ruler. And then Mars is going to oppose Saturn, Mars, your ruler. And then the Moon in Scorpio is going to oppose the Sun, Mars, and Mercury. This is a Scorpio day. Now, it's a crappy day for all of us. I mean, really, honestly, it's going to put us all on an emotional roller coaster. Just all hell's going to break loose on this day. I think it's going to be an incredibly volatile day. It's going to be an intense day. It's going to emotionally make people break down and wish they understood why they were feeling the way they were feeling. But for you, this is going to make you break down internally. You are going to get a sign. You are going to get a powerful message, and it's going to come through something that you remember from your past, a lesson from your past, something truly magnificent is going to be revealed during this breakdown process. It's gorgeous. And I believe that the only way, especially a stubborn Scorpio, is going to change is through pain. Is through opposition. And I love giving that message to you. Although I wish it was like, hey, Jupiter's going to give you 1,000,000 gifts and you're going to be happy and you're going to win the lotto. I wish it was that kind of energy, but it's not. It's something more beautiful. It's something long-term and long-lasting, and it's internal strength that I see for you. Now, I want to talk about the 21st through the 31st. And the reason why that I want to talk about it is because the whole freaking last part of the month is going to be nothing but opposition. It's going to be opposition in, like I said, Venus, Pluto, the Sun, Mars. It's going to be in Mercury. At the same time, the Yod is still going on, so you're still trying to figure that out. And the thing that gets me the most is Neptune is going to be at strong opposition with major players this month, the Sun, Mercury, Mars. And the reason why I say this is because I want you to realize that you can't hide what's revealed to you. It is through your partnerships that you are going to have strength during all this opposition. It is through tapping into a higher power, a higher thought process, a higher level of learning that you are going to find peace in all of this transformational energy. What I like to say about this month is you're like a cocoon. You're like a caterpillar in a cocoon. And in this cocoon, you are just starting out the metamorphosis process. And there's a storm brewing, and it's got really big raindrops, and it's beating on your cocoon. And your cocoon could get waterlogged, and it could make your cocoon weak. And is the storm going to break you? Is the storm that's happening out in the external world going to break your internal processes? Because you still got to be you're in there busy manifesting a transformation process. You don't got time for what's going on in the external realm right now. You just don't have it. You have to manifest change within inside of yourself. And so just look at it like maintain your cocoon, stay internal, stay strong that you can make it through the storm, because after the storm, you transform into a butterfly. You transform into something that could just scrunch along a little leaf to something that can fly. Like, this is that kind of month for you. I think it's going to be an amazing month for a Scorpio. As long as you allow vulnerability into your life. Let me tell you, if you try to oppose these things, if you try to stop this energy, you will fail at this metamorphosis process, and you will be left with scars after what goes on in this month. Don't let that happen. Too strong and fierce for that, Scorpio. You're bad to the bone, and you're beautiful. Be vulnerable. Talk. You're going to make mistakes. You're going to screw up in your conversation, because Gemini sucks right now. But through that vulnerability, your partner is going to see that you're not trying to hide things anymore. It's going to see that you're becoming real with them, and it's going to bring you closer than you've ever been before. I wish you a wonderful, wonderful May, and I hope to see you again next month. And I want to thank you for being so patient and waiting for your May forecast.